Assalamu alaikum. 9 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Abdul Basit. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Pakistan will have no option but to give a befitting response if India carries out any false flag operation. A Pakistan sponsored resolution on strengthening the role of parliaments in fighting against corruption has been adopted unanimously at UN conference in Abu Dhabi. Saudi Arabia has rejected reports about convincing Pakistan not to participate in Kuala Lumpur summit. Naval Chief of Russian Federation has stressed the need for joint endeavors and mutual contacts between Pakistan and Russia to maintain maritime security in the region. US Congress has passed bill urging India to reverse its actions in occupied Kashmir. In India, 21 people have been killed in widespread protest demonstration against the controversial citizenship law. On the third day of second test match at Karachi against Sri Lanka, Pakistan in their second innings were 395 for 2 at stumps. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan warns that if India carries out any false flag operation to divert attention from its domestic chaos, Pakistan will have no option but to give a befitting response. In a series of tweets, he said, as protests in India are increasing, threats to Pakistan from India is also increasing. Imran Khan said the Indian Army Chief's statement add to our concerns of a false flag operation. The Prime Minister said, I have been warning the international community of this for some time. The Prime Minister said at the same time, the siege by Indian occupation forces in Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir continues and a bloodbath can be expected when it is lifted. Speaker National Assembly Asad Kassar says the government will continue to highlight the Kashmir issue at all international fora. Talking to media person in Islamabad today, he said due to continued lockdown in occupied Kashmir, people are facing the worst conditions. The speaker urged the international community to take notice of Indian atrocities in occupied Kashmir and discriminatory citizenship law in the country. A Pakistan sponsored resolution on strengthening the role of parliaments in preventing and combating corruption has been adopted unanimously at a UN conference in Abu Dhabi, UAE. A wide range of developing and developed countries co sponsored the resolution passed by the 8th session of the Conference of the State Parties of the UN Convention Against Corruption. Foreign Office spokesperson in a statement said Pakistan's initiative is in line with the vision of Prime Minister Imran Khan to eliminate corruption. Saudi Arabia has rejected reports that it pressurized Pakistan to refrain from participating in Kuala Lumpur summit. In a statement, the Saudi embassy in Pakistan described such reports as baseless and fake. The Saudi embassy said relations between Pakistan and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are superior to language of threat. It said that the brotherly relations between the two countries are long-standing and strategic based on trust, understanding, and mutual respect. Commander-in-Chief, Russian Federation Navy Admiral Nikolay Yamnov has visited different installations of Pakistan Navy in Lahore and Karachi and interacted with the field commands of Pakistan Navy. During the meeting, matters pertaining to bilateral interests, including promotion of cooperation between the two naval forces, came under discussion. The visiting dignitary also visited Pakistan Navy War College in Lahore and Pakistan Navy's warship in Karachi. He also visited Joint Maritime Information and Coordination Center, Pakistan Maritime Academy, and Pakistan Naval Academy in Karachi. He stressed the need for increasing mutual contacts and joint endeavors for maintaining stability and maritime security in the region. Railways Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed has said Mainline 1 project of railway is the backbone of China-Pakistan economic corridor and it will be inaugurated soon. Addressing a press conference in Lahore today, he said economic issues will be resolved during the next year and people will get relief. The minister said those elements who want to create confrontation between the institutions will fail in their designs. A Chinese scholar and visiting professor at Southwest University of Political Science and Law, Zi Hong, says Gwadar Port is an extremely important project for regional connectivity. In his article published by China Economic Net, he said the construction speed of Gwadar Port determines the development speed of Pakistan as a whole. He said China is an active promoter of trade liberalization, especially to increase the export of goods by friendly neighboring countries. This is Radio Pakistan. US Congress has urged the Indian government to reverse its actions in occupied Kashmir. A bill passed by the Congress says India abrogated special status of occupied Kashmir on August 5th, and since then the region is under lockdown. In occupied Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir Democratic Freedom Party, led by illegally detained Shabir Ahmad Shah, has reaffirmed Kashmiris' unflinching resolve to take ongoing freedom movement to its legal conclusion despite all odds. At a meeting in Srinagar, DFP expressed serious concern over political and human rights situation in occupied Kashmir. The participants of the meeting demanded early settlement of Kashmir dispute on the basis of Kashmiris' right to self-determination guaranteed by United Nations. The meeting also thanked Pakistan, Turkey, Malaysia, and China for raising voice in support of besieged Kashmiris at international level. Meanwhile, the situation in Kashmir Valley remained grim on 139th consecutive day today. In India, death toll had risen to 21 in the continuing nationwide violent protests against a controversial citizenship law. According to media reports, mobile internet service remains suspended in Uttar Pradesh, while security forces have been put on high alert in Kerala and Karnataka, where protests have disrupted road and rail traffic system. Police officers have resorted to baton charge and firing tear smoke shells besides bullets to contain the protests. Hundreds of people protesting against the law have been taken into custody across many states. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has hailed the decisions of International Criminal Court to open the way for the Palestinians to sue Israel. Addressing a ceremony in Ramallah, Abbas called the decision historic, saying, now any Palestinian who is injured by Israel can file a case in criminal courts. In Mali, three militants have been killed by French forces during an operation in the Mopti region. In his speech in Ivory Coast, French President Emmanuel Macron confirmed the death toll in the operation which took place near the Mauritanian border. Test. On the third day of Karachi Test against Sri Lanka, Pakistan in their second innings were 395 for 2 at stumps today. Shan Masood and Abid Ali have both scored centuries. Pakistan leads by 315 runs with 8 wickets remaining. The score Pakistan 191 and 395 for 2, Sri Lanka 271 runs. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while very cold in upper areas during the next 24 hours. However, dense fog is likely to prevail in plain areas of Punjab, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, and Upper Sindh. And then some of the headlines again. Pakistan will have no option but to give a befitting response if India carries out any false operation. A Pakistan-sponsored resolution on strengthening the role of parliaments in fighting against corruption has been adopted unanimously at UN conference in Abu Dhabi. Saudi Arabia has rejected reports about convincing Pakistan not to participate in Kuala Lumpur summit. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk.